Hashtag no music, no intro. We are back. The Saints Block Party podcast coming at you, brought to you and presented by Precious Works LLC. For any of your business website needs, reach out to our guy, Bajan. He will hook you up. And goddamn. Woof. Goddamn. Week 2 of the preseason, in case you don't know. Just got back from the Saints-Rams preseason game at SoFi, where the Saints lost 34-0. 34-0. This is your first time joining our podcast. We appreciate you. Everyone who's joining on Twitch and on YouTube, we appreciate y'all as well. Hit that like and subscribe. Hit that follow button. Subscribe on Twitch. Subscribe on YouTube. In case this is your first time watching or listening to our show, we are the Saints Block Party podcast. We've been doing this for 6+ years in a variety of fashions, covering the New Orleans Saints, from Senior Bowls, from pro days, from combines. We have done it all. And I am Adam, joined with my buddy and pal and co-host Ryan, aka Wolf. Okay. One, as someone who just literally probably 30 minutes ago, probably got home. Yeah, give or take 30 minutes ago, got home. Being there myself, seeing it with my own eyes, the things that stick out to me, keep in mind, it felt like it was weirdly muggy in SoFi. So it was hot.
The AC was broke?
Bro, I don't know, bro. I don't know, because it was muggy as fuck in there. But I'm trying not to sound the alarm bells too much, because at the end of the day, this was a preseason game. It's a preseason game. So it doesn't mean that it's going to go and run into the regular season and matriculate into the regular season. But watching this game, the two things that stood out to me the most in terms of what my concerns are for this team overall are, I believe they finished the game with 12 penalties for 97 something yards, penalty yardage. That they only had 13 first downs in this game. The issue with the penalties, and it was a weird thing on social media by some Saints beat reporters, where it's like, well, the Saints had 2 joint practices today and they're tired, they're playing sloppy. Penalties are such a formational, elementary, basic thing in terms of you put yourself in a position to win more often than not if you are not committing penalties and you're not committing turnovers. The thing why the penalties is such a thing to me is that this team struggled with penalties last season. People are on my mentions like, well, these are backup players. Last season, starters were having tons of penalty issues. It's a thing that it's just a reflection of coaching. Like, when your team is having penalties, I don't care if it's the preseason. When your team is having penalties, 12 penalties, and playing that sloppy, that's a reflection of the coaching. My second thing, being there, seeing it in person, is I get it was the Rams backups, but anytime the Saints under Kellen Moore, going back to last season and early this season, faces competition that is in a different echelon, it is extremely noticeable. It's like they don't even show up. We saw it last year against the Seahawks in that Rams game. It's the preseason. The Rams backups were dominating the Saints back. It just felt like they didn't belong even on the same field. Woof. And I get it. It's year 2 of a rebuild. I understand all of that. But these things got to get fixed. I'm not saying, and the second part might be a little harder just because of the, talent deficiency and all that. But to not even look like you belong when you've gone up in competition, you got to look at that introspectively and say, what are we doing wrong here? I remember it happened when the Saints played the Ravens on Monday Night Football. I think that was a DA year, and they just looked completely outclassed. And if I'm not saying that this team is ready to compete and fight for the NFC, but it was stark today in SoFi.
Stark, bro. It was different weight class. Looked like a different weight class, but you would think, look, we both got our tools out there, so you would think the playing field would be slightly level to a certain extent, and it just looked like
it was not.
It wasn't even close. And the thing about it was throw the talent deficiencies out, throw that away. Just the operation, and I talked about this last week. Week in a game that was much closer. I felt like it was still hitting that the operation was still sloppy.
It felt
versus the Jags.
It felt sloppy watching it in person, especially offensively. It felt so sloppy.
And this last week versus the Jags, it felt sloppy. This week versus the Rams, then now the scoreboard actually reflects it, because last week you had, you jumped out early. They had the big kick return, got an early touchdown, blah blah blah, and then the defense was like swarming against the Jags and all that. It was like, okay, but now defense getting dominated, they can't save you, and the offense is just shooting itself in the foot over and over and over and over and over. Can't move the ball. When they do move the ball and get down to the red zone, you got a pick six. Zach Wilson throws a interception early in the game, kind of midfield. It was just bad. I was like, man, this felt like watching like one of them DA games, like versus the Rams, like it was just like, like Rattler versus Green Bay or something like that. Where it's just like,
or the Chargers, the Rattler versus Chargers game too.
We just sitting there like,
right, it was
like what are we doing here? Like what?
And before halftime, it was so hot and muggy. Me and Jay went up, and that's like we were super close. We were sitting in the 100 section because tickets were fucking cheap for a preseason game, so I might as well get close. Bruh, it was fucking hot and muggy. I said, we would just we didn't leave immediately. We were just chilling in like the 100 section. They have like the nice amenities and the nice concession stands, and it's air conditioned as fuck, and it's nice, and they got TVs everywhere. And we were just chilling in there. I was just like, it's better to at least I'm not hot and mad. Not even mad, because I don't get mad at Saints games, but just like, right, being in the sun beating down on you, it's muggy and hot, and the game's not even entertaining, bro.
What am I doing here? What am I doing?
And like, okay, let's try to. There's some positivity from this game, at least for right now. Kendre Miller looks back and healthy.
Bro, ain't he annoying, bro?
So annoying.
God damn, you annoying, bro. Because he looks so good. Like, oh man, look at it. He's running hard. I mean, pushing hard, making stuff that ain't there. Like, he was running good, man. And he finished. I think he finished the game healthy.
I believe so. So that was a positive. And he's gonna be needed with AK sideline for 6 weeks, with Devin Neal bounce it out to the outside on that one run. And
boy, ain't been right since last year, boy. Since that one run last year where he hit turbo mode, like he hit the turbo button on that one touchdown last year, and his hammy has been dust since. They just been dust, bro. He just can't shake back, bro.
I shouldn't laugh more because it's not funny, but when I read it, I was on Twitter when I was reading up on like injuries, and I saw it about Devin Neal, like when he went to the tent, and then like I like snickered a little bit just because like it's not that I'm not laughing because he's hurt. I'm just laughing because like whatever. And Jay, like she didn't get it. She's like, that's not funny, and I was just like,
don't even worry about it.
We're good. Drew Donaldson, shout out to Drew Donaldson for being a YouTube member, become a YouTube member of our pod.
Thank you, Drew.
If there are any guys fighting for a roster spot on the team, it didn't really look like it today.
Bruh. Like, seriously. Like, y'all fighting for, like, it's the second to last preseason game, and this is what y'all, Kellen said it perfectly. He said, look, the game tape is our resume. Coaches and players, that's our resume. And it's the resume y'all put out today. Like, nobody getting hired off this tape. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
Nobody.
Nobody. Getting passed right the fuck over.
Right over, bro. Like, come on now.
Hammond's Fierce 7156 said, Bushron said it all for saying you have to establish a winning culture before you can compete with the best. They was outclassed and outcoached today. Yes. Eugene said, brothers, just be happy you weren't subjected to the hideous Rams home TV broadcast. It was the tobacco on top of today's doo-doo po' boy.
I was. It was. We had the Rams broadcast in the stream. And oh my God, it was rough. It was rough. I was like, hello, like, can we watch the Saints? But then again, it was like, do we want to watch the Saints? I don't know.
Okay, so I'm sticking with the positives. Kendre had a good day, and again with the running back depth, like he's assuming he makes it to week 1 healthy, like he's going to be needed. Like
Needing Kendre?
Whoop.
It sounds like a little movie. Needing Kendre.
It does, bro. And this is the perfect example of how today went, right? You had Monteveo, aka Moscato, out there, had a great catch, had making some nice plays. Looked like he was solidifying that tight end 3 roll over Oscar Delp, and he makes this play to get a first down. And I wonder, like, it looked a little similar to how Jordan Tyson got hurt a little bit, where he's going out of bounds, he kind of gets tripped up, goes out of bounds, and gets hurt, goes to like the tent, then goes to the locker room. That like to me was like the capsulation of how today was. Like any little glimmer of like hope and optimism and whatever. And the injury bug hit them bad in this game, Wolf.
Bad. I mean, Kellen, I think Kellen ran down like eight, 9 injuries, bro. Oh, Jesus.
Our dude Tony said this in the Zoom. Neil gets to 3,000 RPMs and all the check engine lights.
You ever just got in the car and all the lights on?
Yeah, that was me on Tuesday in Oxnard, nigga.
It's all the lights.
Just all and like the capper. And at that point we were on the bus coming back home, bro, in the fourth quarter. We're not dealing with that shit. The capper on top of it all was end of the game. They choose to go for a field goal being down 34 points, which that's a whole nother conversation. Like we're not going to try.
We all knew what was going to happen. We all knew.
Tanner Brown out there for a 39-yard field goal attempt. Woof. 3-9. That's 3-9. Not 9-3, not 5-9. 39-yard field goal attempt. Missed that bitch.
I told Bunch, because Bunch was ahead on the stream. I said, Bunch, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. It's just like, of course. Like, of course he misses it. Of course.
One, like, I've said this for a couple of weeks. The week one kicker for this team is not on the team.
Not on the team.
It's not on the team.
I guarantee it.
It's not.
I guarantee it. Don't know who the kicker's going to be, but they're not. It's not Tanner and it ain't Charlie.
No. Also, like the whitest names ever. Tanner and Charlie.
Tanner and Charlie.
Sounds like
Tanner and Charlie.
Step-by-step characters. What else from this game? I want to give Jeremiah Wright. Jeremiah Wright, he looks like he belongs, which is good. I thought the penalty he got was a little ticky-tack because I didn't hear a whistle.
I missed that penalty. What happened? Was he like playing after the whistle?
A little bit, but it felt like it was like, so Wilson had completed a pass to, I forgot who it was to, and they were the wide receiver was fighting for extra yardage to convert the first down, and it was almost simultaneously where they blowed the play dead that Jeremiah Wright got in there like the exact same time and like push a Rams defender off to try to, like, honestly, from my offensive lineman, from my right guard, I don't mind seeing that. I felt it was a little ticky-tack, but I thought he held up pretty well. I felt like Bryce Lance, he was moving well out there. I don't know what the fuck happened with Zach. I don't know what the fuck happened with Zach Wilson today. Like we got the real Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
And then hilariously, then the second half starts. Spencer Rattler gets out there. He's moving the offense. Maybe it was, I don't know if that
moving.
I don't know. Don't know at that point the third team Rams defense was out there, but was like move it because they had not moved the ball well all game. Gets into the red zone, just throws the pick six. At that moment, no, it wasn't that moment. The next play, they get in the red zone again, and Ty Chandler fumbles at the 1. And at that point, Greg Rosenthal, who was also at the game, texted me. He said, "Bro, go home." He said, "Bro, go home.
Go home. Just go home, bro. Just go home."
One thing I that stood out to me being there, and I'm pretty sure it looked like the same from the TV, is I get it was the Rams' second team offensive line. I get that. Boy, they did not get close to Stetson Bennett all game.
Didn't even sniff his cleats, bro. Like you go look back. I was just looking at like just replay highlights. I mean, they're getting leaned on, like D-line getting pushed back. And yes, it's the second team D-line. The Saints starting D-line ain't already not like great. Like, you know what I'm saying? So obviously the second team is not going to like getting leaned on like that. And
like Tyree Wilson like who's supposed to be like an additional piece and like a rotational player. And I was like,
it was getting leaned on, bro. That's the stuff that bothers me, like fundamental stuff like leverage and, like
physicality.
Like physicality, like number 42, whoever number 42 is, he's horrible. Like it's horrible tackling. Tackling was bad mostly. Look, I thought Sonny Styles, like I know he had a penalty. Lorenzo Styles, I'm sorry. But I thought he moved well. He was okay.
I thought that penalty was also bullshit too.
It was, he turned his head around. They were both looking at the ball. It's like, come on. I thought he moved well. I didn't see much of Jaden. Bennett had time to do his taxes.
Yeah, bro.
Right, it was unbelievable. And that was the trenches. That was just the trenches on both sides. You know, that was Rams offensive line versus our D line, and our offensive line versus their D line, you know, just looked overmatched. It just was not good football, bro. Like it was not good football up and down. Back to the positive. I did like how Bryce Lane's moved.
Yes.
There was one, I think he ran like a hitch. He ran like a Olave route. And I was like, damn.
It was nice.
Ran that thing like nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, because for him, you know, he was somebody you just looked at, okay, he's going to be that downfield burner that's just going to pin the safeties back. He's going to run downfield, run 9 routes, you know, run posts and stuff like that. But he's like running like wide receiver routes,
right,
bro. So that's interesting. You know, Baron Brown, he didn't play in this game. They held him out from, you know, the workload from this week. So I'm fine with that. It sucked to see Moscato go out hurt because I thought he was playing well. Didn't see a lot of Oscar Delp in this game. I know he was out there, but he didn't get a ton of targets. Welch seemed like he got a lot of targets.
He did.
Who else? Kendra looked good. It sucks for that Ty Chandler to have that fumble because
it did.
He was somebody I wanted to watch in this game because he's somebody, I don't think his roster spot is like solidified at all, but I thought he was somebody who could sneak on the roster because he plays special teams, not only as a returner, but like he plays like, you know, punt coverage and stuff like that. So, and plus he has like an explosive element that we don't really have in the run game. But you can't fumble. You can't.
CJ Donaldson.
Man, CJ, I'm glad you brought him up.
I don't know if he makes the team. Like he seems like the perfect like practice squad candidate, but there's something there with CJ Donaldson. I remember when we were watching, shout out to Saints Pelicans 21. I think it was the Jags. It was a Jags joint practice where he busted that long run against the Jags in 11-on-11, and then he had a long play today. Although he fumbled it while he was going out of bounds. Luckily, again, the ball went out of bounds. But like he's made some little splash plays here and there that's just gotten my attention. Of just like, okay, like a little kind of mental note.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like I said earlier, man, like this running back depth is so razor thin now. Like it went from like a strength, and that's just how the NFL is, to just like they got
now. Right now is what it's Travis Etienne,
Kendre,
Estimate
dinged up, Devin Neal dinged up,
AK dinged up. It didn't got thin that quick, bro. That quick.
Dakari Hammond said, "Y'all might not agree, but I think the starters should have played at least a series or two." Man, they got so much work in during the week.
A lot of work this week.
And that
today's 2 joint practices is in 3 days. You got 2 joint practices. That's a lot. Like Lance Moore, I was listening to Saints Squad last night, and Lance Moore was talking about. He was like, "That's insane." Like 2, especially with 2 different teams in that little stretch. He said he would have hated that shit. Hated it because it's like literal games. Like those are like real games,
right?
Even though it's trade, it's like it's real games. Physicality, you're playing against an opponent, so it's physical. We saw the Cowboys, you're fighting and all that stuff. So that I understood the starters not getting over in the day. I figured that, but and look, there's not like the backups. They played a little bit too during the week, so you know it was understandable for them to have like camp leagues and all that. But there's no excuse for
that part.
Just the lack of the sloppiness. Just sloppy, bro. Just didn't look like. Do y'all have pride in y'all work? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn.
Mia said, "What's McVay beef with Emerson?" I noticed that in the first quarter. I said, "They attacking 22 the fuck out here, bro." They was going at 22, bro. I
must have had them circled, bro.
And I think I'll add this before getting to our first break. And shout out to the people who are tuning in. We have 54 concurrent viewers right now, 216 views. We appreciate y'all. And and I think I could talk about this, you know, and the way I word it needs to be careful is I think what's even a little more concerning outside of this performance is I was told that the Rams were excited to take on the Saints on Thursday in joint practice because of what they saw on Tuesday against the Cowboys. They're like, "Oh, they doing pretty okay. Like we're gonna have it's gonna be some real football play when they come in on Thursday." And then at the end of practice, like the Rams players were like,
that was it.
That was it. Yeah, you ever heard like, and this could be both ways, like a girl talk, like, girl talking about like her sex game, like just out the world, bruh. And that shit just whack, and vice versa. Guy talking big sex game. He busts 30 seconds. That was the Saints on Thursday, nigga. It's just like, yeah. So like, so again, it's just, and again, Chris Olave didn't play on Thursday in the joint practices, but also like neither did Myles Garrett. You know what I'm saying? So that is, anyhow, Wesley said, what is it with playing the Rams? Even in the Breeze and Payton days, they always just play like shit out there. I don't know. Our dude Miguel brought the point of like, he doesn't believe the Saints have won in California since he was at UCLA. And I had to think about like, when's the last time the Saints won in California, preseason or not? And I think it was the game I went to was in Levi's 2016, Michael Thomas's rookie season. Like Cap was still playing.
Yeah.
And he had that insane catch in the end zone.
Insane catch, yeah. Chip Kelly 49ers.
Yes.
That's how long ago.
That's 10 years. I think the last time they won in California. 10! Yeah. Whoop.
Didn't we? No, we lost that game. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
It's whoop.
I was thinking about that Ram. No. You didn't win that game.
You, bro.
Chargers? No.
No, they have not. It's been rough. But let's take our first break of the show. We'll come back right after this and kind of jump into it. Saints, Rams, week 2 preseason recap right after this.
Who Dat Nation, football is officially back. Whether you're riding with the Saints to take the NFC South, locking in college Saturday action, or you just want to add some juice to your Sunday afternoons, MyBookie is the move. I love jumping into MyBookie during downtime or right before kickoff. It's super easy to use, whether you're analyzing lines all week or just locking in a quick game day hunch. You don't have to be seasoned sharp to get in on the fun. Just find the matchup you love and take your shot. Best part, if you sign it up today, you get their bet back bonus on your very first play. That means you could take a shot with total peace of mind, baby. If your first bet doesn't hit, you get it right back. No questions asked. Head over to mybookie.ag and use our promo code BLOCKPARTY and opt into the bet back bonus. Bet on anything, anytime, anywhere. That's promo code BLOCKPARTY at MyBookie.
Must be 21 plus, 18 plus in select jurisdictions. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net for free confidential support available 24/7.
We are back. We appreciate y'all. Eugene said the sad thing is casuals throughout the country who don't pay attention to what the team does in joint practices and Metairie turn into that and base opinion on that. Ignorant discord ensues. Yeah, and I think that's a fair point because I don't think anyone's making any proclamations after this game against the Rams. No one says it's going to seep into the season, but I do think they're like, just from the standpoint, the fundamental standpoint of the two big things of the team is it lacks discipline. Like there's no other way to like describe it. This is a team that lacks discipline, and it lacked discipline last season. So when you still have those things being a trend, it's concerning because when you're playing an NFL game, week 1 is a perfect example. You playing the Lions in Detroit, their home opener. If you have 7, 8, 9, 10 penalties, do you think like that's not going to enhance your chance to beat the Lions? Like, so You're shooting yourself in the foot when those things are in your control. So, but again, it's relative. But again, like I said earlier, just the fact that when they play competition that's on a higher level, like the team doesn't even show up. I'm not even saying like go out and win, but like it has not been close. And it's noticeable. Like it's very, very noticeable and very obvious when those things occur. Someone said Falcons loving it. I know them niggas don't have any room
sit down. But yeah, it's not doom and gloom for me. I mean,
no,
I've seen enough preseasons to where I'm not saying it don't matter. It matters, but like the season is long. Like the NFL season is very, very long.
Yes.
So things can change. And like I said, you wasn't looking at the starters out there. I really would like to see. I do wonder, with so many injuries, like, do they even chance putting starters out there next week? This Friday? I doubt it. I doubt it.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't either. But it may be one of the things where they want to feel like they get the corrections in before, the start of regular season. I don't know. I don't know. That's something they're going to figure out. And look, I listened to Kellen after the game. He sounds like he understands. He knows the team is undisciplined. He said it himself. Team is disciplined. You can't win like that. It's one of those things where I think Kellen like he's a detailed person. I know he is. He's a very detailed person, and I know he pays attention to all that. But there's a disconnect somewhere. I don't know if he I don't know if he's able to like convey it and teach it properly or enforce it or whatever. Like something was on my radar like early in the season, like when training camp had just started, you watch, and if a offensive lineman had like a penalty, like a false start or something like that, he'd take them out. Like they have to leave to go to the sideline for a snap and then come back. Then he stopped doing that after a week later. He stopped doing that and just let them continue to play. And I was just like, why would you should want to keep doing that to like just punish him for a week is like, okay, who cares? You know what I'm saying? So it's like something's missing to where he's not enforcing those small details. He understands the details. He knows what should happen for them to be good, but you got to be able to teach those things and enforce them and ingrain them into the players the way they can't even think outside of operating within that framework, you know?
It's a great point. And all I can say is like, it's one of those things that we just kind of wait and see. Like we just
wait and see, bro.
Literally have to wait and see. It is going to be very interesting how they approach the Cowboys game on Friday. I was thinking this during this Rams game, and someone said it in the chat. It's Dakari Hammond, but I was thinking this as I was watching the game. It said, whoever the Rams cut, the Saints should sign, and it's clear they have better depth than the Saints. Bruh, if the Rams cut any of their offensive linemen, I don't care, Wolf. I'm claiming, putting those claims in because they got, like, especially like in the trenches, like I'm claiming if they cut someone, I'm claiming them. The Saints need to claim if the Rams cut, because you can't keep all your offensive linemen. I'm claiming them.
No.
Claiming them.
Man, I was watching some Hellman who had like a nice game last week.
Michael Hellman,
getting blocked into the sun, bro. Like whoever that right tackle was with the Rams, left tackle, just blocking them out the sun. I'm like, damn, who are these right tackles and left tackles? I need them on the Saints, boy.
It's just, Eugene said, reminding myself of the preseason Derek Carr Saints revival of the greatest show on turf for my own perspective's sake.
The Chiefs, baby.
Chiefs, never forget.
Cesar Ruiz looking great in that game.
It feels like forever ago, but like it wasn't, but like it also kind of was. With such abysmal performance, it's kind of hard to have takeaways. Like it kind of just one of those things where it just
so hard, man.
It is what it is. What I do want to talk about, I said that the kicker isn't on the team for week 1. Is a backup quarterback on the team,
bruh? Like you would think. Rattler has built up enough cachet or whatever where he's good because we've seen him start games. You know what I'm saying? Operate at a decent level, but like that pick 6 was bad. Like he was staring it down. It was like, I don't know if the route got screwed up or not because it looked like you had 2 players like in a similar location, but he's staring it down. It's like 4 Rams players in coverage over there. You got Kendra right here in the flats, wide open. And I'm like, what was his thinking process right there? It just was weird, bro. Like, and it was a good drive. Like, it was like, okay, Rat was cooking.
It was.
Okay, Rat, let's go get the little touchdown, bro. We're going to be all right. Nope.
Q said, if I'm Kellen, I'm going to get Wentz from the Vikings. The Vikings ain't going to get rid of Carson Wentz. Like, he's probably their backup more so than J.J. McCarthy is right now. So, like, that's some Vikings.
Wags Chris brought up, like, man, 7 for Andy Richardson. I wouldn't hate that. I'd break Andy Richardson up.
Don't even know if Anthony Richardson can see right now, Wolf. Man, probably can't even see right now, Wolf. Would I do it? Probably, but I don't even know how dependable he is as a. Because that's the thing, like,
I don't know. I wouldn't want him as QB2 though. It was weird. Like I would.
Now, if you could, Mark just being, if you could keep 3 quarterbacks and have Anthony Richardson as QB3 and just get him like in the system and trying to like, kind of build him up from bottom up. But teams don't race roster spots on shit like that. They don't.
No.
They're too critical and crucial in the NFL. for a team to do something like that. I'd be interested in it though. The talent, he's like the quarterback version of Kendra, but like in a different way.
Yeah.
Of just like you see it, like you see it at times, and other times it's just like just you just shake your head. But I would be interested. But anything else from this game?
Nah, man. But with Rattler, I think he's a guy who is pretty much at the level of the talent around him. So you put him out there with backups, he's going to look like a backup. If he's out there, in the regular season and the starters are out there, I think he'll be fine. You can operate with him, keep the game close, stuff like that. He's not a win with quarterback. I mean, he's not a win because of quarterback, obviously. But, can you win with them? Maybe, if your team is good enough. You know what I'm saying? Zach Wilson is just too much of too much of a wild card, bro. It's a week to week, and that's who he was with the Jets. Like, that's who he's always been. He's a week to week proposition, play to play proposition. He has the talent, he has the arm. There's some plays he's gonna look good, special, and some plays he's just gonna throw balls. And you're like, where are you throwing that? Like, why? Like that throw to Bub Means is like, what?
They were driving, coming towards, so like they're close to us, and that throw was just nowhere near. Like, it was such a bad miss.
And not Bub.
Who's been coming on like the last week and a half?
Finally, like, okay, Bub gonna make the team. Man, Bub, okay.
We ain't even gotten to week 1 yet, Wolf. We ain't got to week 1 yet.
Remember the days when we were like, man, we got so many wide receivers. I don't know how we're gonna have to keep 6 or 7. How are we gonna do this? Shit. Reality, boy. Reality is not nice.
Who you got? You got Olave, you got Bailey, you got Brown, you got Lance, Sharecropper out there making plays.
Man, say what you want about Sharecropper, bro. Every time I look, 85 making a play, bro.
Making a play.
Who is this guy? Who are these guys?
Do y'all think this what we're taking in the season? I damn sure hope not. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know what that question means.
Yeah, I mean, this is it, bro. Like, what?
I'm trying to.
It's your Saints, bro. Like,
D. Nicholas said, I don't want Rattler or Wilson to start any games in the regular season. I don't think anyone does.
Nobody wants that, bro.
Mark said the Cowboys going to put belt to ass next Friday after those fights. That Friday game's going to be interesting because of all the fights. I've been thinking about it. Like,
think about that, bro.
That's exactly why I wouldn't put the starters out there, bro. No,
I know your boy wants some get back for that suplex.
Who? Carson. It was Carson who got suplex, right? Yeah.
I know he wants some get back.
A BG Breakdown podcast said, just serves as a reminder that we can't be too high or too low on what we see in the preseason. You can't be too low and too high on it, but sometimes preseason is indicative if there's been like a trend that's been happening with the team.
Yeah, well, you watch the trends, but for me, I try to focus more on individual performances because this isn't a team yet. It's not a team. It's a roster, but it's not a team yet. And you got to see how they function as a team. But you can pay attention to individual performances, and you can pay attention to the trends. Like the penalties thing is a trend. Like, yes, entire trend from last season. They were top 5 in penalties. They pre-snap penalties, all that stuff. So that's absolutely something you need to pay attention to, man. And Kellen is paying attention to it. That's just not me talking. That's Kellen Moore talking. That he knows that has to be fixed. He knows it.
Fix it.
Fix it. Like, I can't tell you how to fix it.
Don't tell us it needs to be fixed. We know it needs to be fixed. Fix
got
it.
Reps there. Like, reps at practice every day. Like, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing, man? That illegal formation on 4th down is like, what?
Was that legal? Yeah, it was. It sure was. Just anyway, let's take our second and last break of the episode. We'll come back. We'll wrap things up. Saints Rams Week 2 preseason recap.
Did you know that driving under the influence of marijuana is illegal? Driving high will get you a DUI. And if you're wondering if law enforcement can tell you're driving high, well, everyone else can. Friends?
I can tell you drove high.
Parents?
I can tell when you drive high.
Relatives?
I can tell. You drove here high, didn't you?
So what makes you think law enforcement can't?
I can tell.
If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DUI. Paid for by NHTSA.
The new Red Bull Dragonberry Energizer is now at McDonald's. Made with freeze-dried dragon fruit and made to lock in. The all-new Energizer, now at McDonald's.
Are you seated? Do you know what's coming next? You probably really don't. It's Andy Lawani here from Culture Shock, the podcast where celebrities, all sorts of culture makers, people, and everybody in between, we just get on. And we're trading rehearsed answers for some unexpected, shocking questions, maybe sometimes dumb, that you may ask yourself sometimes, and you want to see someone else ask them. With all things plenty of laughs, surprises, and just enough chaos to keep everyone on their toes, you might enjoy this podcast. Be sure to check out Culture Shock wherever you stream your podcasts online, and obviously, you're gonna like this. I'm sure of it.
Yo, what up, Wolf? What are you looking at?
Man, I'm checking out this website. This site is cheeks, bro.
In the 21st century? How do you have a crappy website? Couldn't be me.
They need to hit up our guy Bijan with Precious Works. Precious Works offers to not only build you a website that's tailored to you and your customers' needs, but also to continue to manage and maintain it so you can focus on your business. Don't have much time? Precious Works is just what you need. No out-of-the-box stuff like Squarespace or Wix. Precious Works will create a site for you. You won't have to worry about plugin updates, security, or things like that because Precious Works will maintain all of that and be available to you 24/7. Bijan set up Saints Block Party Podcast website for us a few years ago and hit it out the park. He also keeps it up to date and helps us anytime we want to add something new like a form or prospect matching tool that we did for the NFL draft. It's like having your own personal developer just a text or a call away. Precious Works has worked with everyone from small businesses to large firms, so no job is too big or too small. If you're in the need of a website or you currently have one, but you want to upgrade it, give Bijan a holler at Precious Works. You can get with him at Bijan at Precious Works, Bijon at precious.works, or go to precious.works for his website. Make sure to tell him Saints Block Party sent you.
We are back. Appreciate y'all for being with us. We have 69 concurrent viewers on right now. It's 368 views. We appreciate you. Dakari said, y'all still rolling with the receivers we have after today's performance? Like, what?
Like Olave, Valet, Brown, Lance? Yes. Yeah, I'm rolling with them. Now, everybody else after that, I don't care. You know, like Kevin Austin, Bub, Beck, Bub, I don't know. After that, I don't care.
But like the top four is solidified, even with Tyson on the being injured. PP. Wesley said it seems like they cleaned that up later in the season last year. No, it wasn't clean
a little bit. It was still an issue. Like it was an issue through the whole season.
Some of those really good plays Tyler Shuck made on third and long, they were in third and long because a penalty had gotten them to third and long. Like exactly. I vividly remember that. And then like they would get a penalty on like second down and then or third down, and then Tyler Shuck would just make a fantastic throw to like Valet or some shit like that, and he's just out here catching it and shit on like 3rd and 12. Like it usually let because of like a penalty was made. Mark said, "Man, I can't believe that penalty on 4th and 2 late in the game. Got the conversion too." Yeah. Arika said the Jordan Tyson injury hurt even more now. It was going to hurt regardless. Okay, well, I'm not saying that, Wayne. I'm not putting that in the universe. D said the wide receivers weren't the problem today. It was the O-line plus QB not doing their job.
It was everything, bro. It was everything.
It was the whole...
Defense was horrible. After giving them props last week for like, playing with like sweat equity and just, it was the complete opposite today. It was like no effort, terrible tackling, no physicality, just awful.
Nothing, bro. Nothing. Like nothing. And again, it's a preseason game. It's preseason game 2. I want to keep that in perspective. But like you said in the Discord, I think is really important. Maybe they needed this, right?
Yeah.
Because
I do.
Up to all off season, it's been a lot of positivity. A lot of things going in the right direction. I keep talking about this thing with this team about now there's expectation on this team. How does this team handle when you have expectation to maybe go out and win a division and get a playoff spot in the playoffs? And, they've had some injuries, but for the most part, there's been a lot of optimism around this team.
Yeah.
And not doing the thing where I'm comparing Sean Payton to Kellen, but Sean did his best in we talked about it so many times in like crises, things like that.
Sean would love this game. Sean would love this game right here because he will get to break them down after this game because he knows he would have their attention because he know they wouldn't be drinking their own Kool-Aid at this point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He loves how they did. Now, is Kellen built like that? Will Kellen be able to like package that and deliver that? That's what I'm here to find out, bro. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
And that is not to say he has to do it in the same type of way, Sean.
No.
But like this is such a teaching moment for this team. Essentially a game, quote unquote, before the regular season starts. Because after Friday, there's like 2 weeks in this football time, bro. It's week 1. You go into Detroit.
Like I look back at like the Seattle game last year. They got embarrassed, ran out the stadium or whatever. Then the next week, they went to Buffalo, still lost, but they were able to kind of,
they did
just turn the dial back and just like look like an actual team on the field, like an actual NFL football team, that was functioning. They were in the game for a nice little while. You know what I'm saying? So there could be something there for Kellen to tap into and utilize this as a crisis to get this team in, right where they want to. Like you said, with Sean Payton, I remember some of those preseason games, like those second preseason games where the starters would go out there and just look horrible and he'd be on their ass and stuff like that. So we'll see. Final preseason game Friday, bro.
Friday, Wolf. Friday.
After that is up, baby. It's up.
It's cuts and then like instead of a roster, it becomes a team and all of that. It is upon us. Arika said, how are y'all feeling about Kendre? We already talked about Kendre earlier in the episode. Kendre's Kendre.
Kendre, bro.
Wax Chris said, just hoping Kellen is a Jason Garrett tier as a coach at this point.
Hey, we was talking about that in the stream. Okay, Kellen, he's not going to be like the McVay, Shanahan, Sean Payton tier of offensive coaches. He's not. Like I could fairly confidently say that. But we was trying to figure where would we hope he would at least get as like an offensive coach.
First 2 seasons of Miami, Mike McDaniels.
That's a good one. That's what I was hoping for. Before we hired him, that's what I was hoping for. Like, can we at least get like a Mike McDaniel? It was that. Nah, even that's a stretch right now.
Right now? Right now? Man, them Dolphins offenses was cooking, bro.
Man, he had Tua put up 4,800 yards. Like, what you talking about? Like,
God, what, Tua?
Yeah, Tua. Tua cut up. Got to pay.
He did. Let me just check up on the chat. Wright was the biggest bright spot in a day full of darkness. I said it earlier, man. Like,
I'm going to go back and watch.
Like, I know, and I saw Caesar on the sideline, like, not dressed out, and I was just so annoyed with him. I was like, get your ass out there, bro.
He chilling in the sweats, probably had a little chain on or something.
So annoying. But all that to say, that, that's when coaches go back and watch the tape. 65 is going to stand out. 65 is going to stand out in a positive way. And it is, man, I just feel like if it's close, just go with the young. I know they're not going to because that's not how they operate. It's just,
we was talking about like, what would it take? I was thinking like, okay, if Caesar plays like okay Caesar, like this is his below average self, just slightly below average, I think he's okay. But if there's a stretch of games where it's like bad Caesar,
like the Caesar we saw last season to start the season,
I think they're making that move, bro. I think they make that move.
They got to. They have to.
They're going to say, hey, man, we're going to need you to be a backup center.
What's it said, Ryan, that Tua's brain tweet still got me cracking up. It's all-timer.
It's my favorite, bro. It's my favorite tweet, man. Because it's just bad AI. It's just, I don't know. It's like the old people in like that small plane that just take off.
BG Breakdown Podcast said the biggest teaching moment defensively, addressing their weakness against 13 personnel and under center play action. That was something that was annoying me because, and I screamed it to Jay because they, especially with Bennett early in the game, they did what the Rams do, right? They run a lot of bootlegs, they run a lot of
naked boots,
bootlegs and all that shit. And at the beginning they were getting cut up by it, and it's just like which
is crazy because they're gonna do that.
If me, a almost 40-year-old podcaster, knew going into the game of what they would do offensively, Like it was just so annoying. I literally said to Jay, "Is like you can't come into this game knowing this is how Sean McVay operates and wants to move the ball offensively, and like to not even guard it. Like it was just wide open at times. Like those are the things where it's like that coaching overall. And I don't know if Brandon Staley was calling plays today, or if it was
I don't know.
Terrell Austin, but it got to be better.
Yeah, man. I don't know, bro. This damn team.
Just gotta flush this one with just gotta, bro.
There are no more goals for Caesar. It's no Caesar is the goal.
Drew Donaldson said then when the Rams ran a bootleg on offense, it wasn't fooling the Rams.
Wasn't fooling them at all, bro.
Get this shit out of here. What y'all doing? Anyway, y'all, there's not much else to talk about in this game, honestly. Like it was not a whole bunch, but we wanted to get on, we wanted to record, put this out there, have y'all have a recap podcast. Again, I don't want people to take this and run with it and saying like, oh, those guys are being so negative because of a preseason game 2 and they're making things like that's not what we're doing. But
what you want us to talk about it? What you want us to say? Shit.
Like, I could just see it in the YouTube comments already, bro. Like I'm prepped for it. But there are things that from this game that they got to get better at. Preseason or not, got to get better. Got to get better coaching, better execution, all of it. Dream World 225 TV said, us as fans love and want the best for our team. I don't care if it's preseason, joint, or scrimmage. We need to look serious as a team. Yes.
100%. Amen.
Yes. Thank you. Because they did not look serious out there. They looked like a joke. And that's like, and I know as like players, they feel like embarrassed about their performance and things like that. But like,
absolutely.
Well, it'll be interesting to see. Again, I know it's a third preseason game, but it'll be interesting to see how they respond to the Cowboys in this last preseason game. If there's more fight to them, because like training camp is essentially over, right?
It's over.
It's over, right? There's no more like training camp.
No more joint practices. No more none of that. It's like on to game prep now, like actual game prep.
So Friday we will be here 5 Pacific. I think the game's 7 Central Time. We'll be here live streaming the game or live streaming our Zoom live stream reactions, watching the game. We'll have the Zoom all set up and everything. Patreon, make sure you become a Patreon, patreon.com/SaintsBlockParty. Perfect time right before the season to become a member of our community, either via Patreon or via a YouTube member. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We'll be back on Friday, but we'll probably be back before Friday as well. Just even if we do like just a mini Cowboys preview pod, what have you, throw that up.
Maybe we do a 53-man prediction or something.
Perfect episode. Yeah. So we'll do that prior to the episode on Friday. But we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. And with that, we